The records show that all commissioners are present. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, next I entertain a motion to approve the minutes for the previous meeting.
Move.
So move.
Second.
Second. Any comments or corrections? If not, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Nobody, 5-0. Next, we have one citizen's comment. Ms. Janice Casillas wants to come up here and identify herself for the record.
Yes, sir. My name is Janice Casillas, and since August 27th, I have substituted and been a consultant at the County Veterans Service Office. And it's time for me to ride off into the sunset and time for me to be retired again. And so I wanted to give you a status report of the County Veterans Service Office. And let's see here. I have a letter and... You have one? And this is a letter from me thanking you for the opportunity to serve Valverde County, assist in selecting the new County Veteran Service Officer, and to train all 3 employees that are at the County Veteran Service Office from August 27th until November 30th. During this time, all 3 employees, Adrian, Gloria, and Jasmine, have been trained and tested on veteran rules and regulations, and and have scored high on the tests that have been given to them, not only by myself, but also by Mike Yeager, who you all have met from San Antonio. And Adrian has been certified, and he is in the 5 steps of accreditation, and he has passed the first and second tests. So these 3 employees, also very important, have been introduced to key members on Laughlin Air Force Base, because our new veterans that are coming into our community, many of them do come from Laughlin Air Force Base. The County Veterans Service Office files have been updated and have been cleaned out so that we only carry 3 years back of information. However, we do carry all of the DD-214s for veterans. And thank you, Matt, for your help in getting this all cleaned out. The boxes, I hope, will be picked up and taken over to the County Veterans Service Office. The 2 items that were pointed out to me in taking this position were that the veterans needed excellent customer service and time management. And so I think in the future, in the areas that we have covered, you will also see this in the 3 individuals at the County Veterans Service Office. However, in the near future, there's a project that has already started in the office, and that is automation. Automation of the veterans' information into e-benefits. The younger veteran knows a lot about this, and as they get out of the service, they continue on with e-benefits. The veterans that we're concerned about are the veterans from World War II, Korean War, and Vietnam War. So their information is all going to need to be automated. And the additional veteran software that is now available to your County Veteran Service Office is the Veteran Records software. And it's new, and it also does come with the cost of probably $500 per year. And this could be added into the 2019-2020 budget for the county. And the additional van that the county has approved has been greatly appreciated, and I think the Veterans Service Office can go forward. I would invite all of you to visit the County Veterans Service Office and see what the office is doing. and speak with Adrian, Gloria, and Jasmine. And again, I was honored to be selected for this position, enjoyed it, but it's now time to be retired. Thank you very much.
Thank you for all the work you
Oh,
did.
you're
You did a great job.
Thank you, Janice, for stepping up to the plate. Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.
All right. Next, I'm going to move item number 7, since we have some people here. Presentation from Ana Chapman, Loma La Cruz Association, thanking Val Verde County for supporting the association in their projects.
Good morning, Judge and Commissioners. We wanted to make sure that before you left, that we recognize you for all your efforts in making it possible for us to be able to have the Cementerio Loma de la Cruz restoration and preservation there, and for all the work that you've done. And I wanted to especially thank you for that, and Commissioner Wardlaw, and each of you for the procurement and the approval of the grant funds for making our project possible. If it hadn't been for you, I don't know where we would be. The fans that y'all have installed is beautiful, and all the work that is being done, it's just going to be beautiful. And I thank you, each and every one of you, for making this possible. And at this time, we wanted to recognize you and give you just a small token of appreciation, Judge, for all that you've done for us. And I've got Carmen Gutierrez, who's going to help me do the presentation. And I have a group of people here, los amigos del cementerio.
Would you take a picture?
That's, well, she's up, she was going for it. You can do it.
Let me stand on the side so they can take a picture.
Okay. Good morning, Commissioners Court. Judge Valdez, it's an honor to be here representing Los Amigos del Cementerio de la Loma de la Cruz. As Ms. Ana Chapman said, our president, we're very grateful for all the work and the support that Commissioners Court has done in this past year, especially. If you haven't been out there, you will see a tremendous difference. Our first certificate of appreciation is presented to Efrain V. Valdez, Val Verde County Judge, in recognition and grateful appreciation of your support and leadership to the restoration and preservation of historic Cementerio Loma de la Cruz, Val Verde County, Precinct 1. And we have our very brand new logo that was just created by Andy Porras. And we also have as a gift, a token of our appreciation, as we know that you have a family member interned in there, the beautiful Never Forgotten book that was compiled and published in 2014. We hope you enjoy it and you enjoy your retirement. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And I wish I could take all the credit, but it's actually the whole Commissioner's Court. It's us working together to make sure that the community improves. The Commissioner's Court believes that what's good for one precinct is good for the whole county. And that philosophy I brought to the table, and I think they brought the same philosophy. So working with all the commissioners, I think Commissioner Nettleton, Commissioner Wardlaw did most of the job. I take the credit for just supporting them, but to be honest with you, they're the ones that did the hard work. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Judge. And Commissioner Wardlaw?
Yes, ma'am.
Step up here, please.
Oh. Judge said for me to take my rifle.
Commissioner Martin Wardlaw, in recognition and grateful appreciation of your vision, leadership, and personal contributions to the restoration and preservation of historic Cementerio Loma de la Cruz, Val Verde County, Precinct 1. Thank you, and we have a little Nopalitos book that was published by Diana Sertucci, our former president of Los Amigos.
Thank you,
Thank you.
and while we're doing this recognition,
this crew back here, precinct one,
That's right, we have a little presentation, a certificate for them too.
and we don't want to forget Mr. Carl Lesser, instrumental,
For our
very
teachers,
instrumental in
for our
this.
grants. Thank you so much.
And I want to thank Commissioner Ford for putting up with me through this program. They have
Thank
been
you.
very patient.
And we'd like to go ahead and give, I have 4 here, I'm not sure how many, but we have Danny Chavez, Pedro Salceda,
Why don't you give him a cup?
Mario Cervantes, David Medina, and if there's some more, there might be some new ones that I may not recognize, but we'll go ahead. Danny,
One over here. No, Ben,
Pedro,
you wanna move over here?
Mario.
No, Ben.
David. And thank you so much for all the work that you've done. There all the time. Thank you.
Come back here, Mario.
Thank you.
Come back
Take a
here, take a
picture.
picture.
And I want you to stand with them, so.
Okay.
Beautiful lady.
Commissioner, I'll leave this one with you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Over here.
Just stand right down the side, down the side. Okay. Anna, Carmen.
One, two, three. Yep.
Thank you very much.
And you're welcome to stay or you're welcome to leave, no problem. Thank you very much. And I love this kind of meetings where we have 2 people appreciate, I mean, 2 groups appreciate the county. Thank you very much.
Congratulations, Merry Christmas.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you, Dennis.
Thank you. If you have anything else for the county, I'll be glad to help.
Thank you. All right, next we're gonna go back to item 6, Paul Watts, agent for AEP, requesting relocate transmission pole on Val Verde County property off Old Hamilton Road.
Judge, I don't think he's here, but, the last time he was here, he'd given us a map, and he said that the pole was gonna be 20 foot out, and it's only 6 foot away from the fence and 4 foot away from the other pole. I mean, you literally have to be trying to hit it, to hit it. So I make a motion that we approve the placement of the pole, but still with no liability to the county.
Second.
There's a motion, a second, any more discussion? If not, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nobody, 5-0. And now let's go to item 8, discussion possible action regarding Texas CDBG 72-16-075, final public hearing date for January 21st, 2019 at 5:15 p.m. at the Val Verde County Court of Law Building on 207B East Lozoya Street, Del Rio, Texas, and published notice one time for same.
I'd like to change that to January 22nd, since January 21st is Martin Luther King's birthday holiday.
Okay? Need a
Motion
motion?
to approve.
Motion?
Second.
Second, Commissioner Flores. Okay, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nobody, 5-0. Item 9, discussion and possible action for Texas CDBG 72-18-026, door number 3, requesting $14,000 for the contract administration fees and authorize county judge, county auditor to sign.
Move.
So moved. Second. Any discussion? Not all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nobody, 5-0. Item 10, discussion possible action on CDB, Texas CDBG 72-18-075, door number 4, requesting $24,450 for the engineering and contractual administration fees and authorize county judge and county auditor to sign.
Move.
Second.
Moved and second. Okay, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nobody, 5-0. Item 11, discussion possible action for Texas CDBG 7216-075 door number 15, requesting $18,911.69 for construction and contract administration cost, and authorize county judge and county auditor to sign.
Motion to approve.
Motion in the second. Any discussion? Not all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nobody, 5-0. Item 12, discussion and possible action on correspondence to the Texas Water Development Board regarding TWDBEDAP project number 10443, and authorize county judge to sign it. So moved.
Second.
Second, any discussion?
That's just a lot, right?
All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nobody, 5-0. Item 13, discussion and possible action to use alcohol fuels for adult kickball, December 18, 2018 to February 28, 2019. And the reason I brought this to the attention is because if we start letting the adults, there's no fee that we charge the adults to use. We charge the kids $1, but we don't have a fee. I'm asking to charge something because we do use manpower to keep them up, and they'll be using it for about close to 3 months. So what do you want to put on the contract?
Do we have any idea what it costs us to keep,
I say about at least $200, you know.
all right, I'll make a motion to approve at a fee of $200.
Second.
Okay, there's a motion and a second. Any more discussion? Not all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nobody. 5-0. Item 14, discussion possible action on the use of 60 acres of adult flag football, December 16, 2018 to March 3rd, 2019. And it's the same thing as the other ones. They want to use the alcohol fuels and the Walmart fuels. So I would say the same amount, $200.
Motion to approve with a fee of $200.
There's a motion and a second. Any discussion? Not all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nobody. Next, Commissioners Precinct 1, 2, 3, and 4, presentation of a plaque and recognition of youth service for Judge Valdez. That's me, right?
That's you, Judge. The court would like to thank you for your service as county judge for the last 4 years. You've done a phenomenal job. We have a plaque here. With the greatest appreciation, we hereby present Efrain Valdez with this award of recognition for the outstanding commitment and dedicated services as county judge for Valverde County from January 1, 2015 to December 31st, 2018. And it's got Commissioner Wardlaw, Precinct 1, Robert Nettleton, Precinct 3, Commissioner Owens, Precinct 2, and Commissioner Flores, Precinct 4. Oh, we have more reading to do?
You got one more.
Thank you.
Two separate ones or same thing?
It's the same thing. He's gonna read a resolution.
A resolution honoring Valverde County Judge Efrain Valdez, whereas on December 12, 2018, the Valverde County Commissioners Court met in regular session, and whereas Valverde County Commissioners Court has desired to honor Valverde County Judge Efrain Valdez for his contribution to Valverde County, and whereas Valverde County Judge Efrain Valdez is a native of Valverde County, born and raised in Del Rio, Texas, and whereas Valverde County Judge graduated from San Felipe High School in 1966, which he probably doesn't want anybody to know, and went on to graduate from Texas A&I University in Kingsville with a Bachelor in Science degree in Mathematics in 1973. And whereas Valverde County Judge Efrain Valdez returned to his hometown of Del Rio, Texas as an educator and coach for 35 years. And whereas Valverde County Efrain Valdez contributed his leadership to this community by serving as a city council member for 2 terms from 1996 to 2002. And whereas Efrain Valdez was elected mayor of Del Rio and served from 2006 to 2010. And whereas he was elected county judge of Valverde County serving from 2015 to 2018. And whereas Valverde County Judge Efrain Valdez has earned the distinction of serving as both mayor of the city of Del Rio and county judge of Valverde County, and therefore let it be resolved by Valverde County Commissioners Court. The members of the honorable body, both individual and collectively, do hereby extend their appreciation to Valverde County Judge Efrain Valdez for his service to this community, The county clerk shall transmit a copy of this resolution to the Honorable Valverde County Judge. Judge, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very good.
Thank you. All I want to say is that I'm grateful because the Commissioners Court, all the projects were done under budget. Not always on time, but under budget, and I think that's the most important thing. When you do things successful under budget, I think your county is leading in the right way. And all I can tell you is, I hope to continue to serve in this community in either capacity, as a volunteer, whatever you guys want me to do. I know it sounded like I'm too old to do stuff, but to be honest with you, I'm still a maintenance man in BB & Company. And if I can do that, I think I can do anything. So, thank you very much. All right, now we'll move to item 16, discussion possible action to transfer $2,028.74 from precinct 1 operating budget to Valverde County grants accounts to cover 10% of expenses in TxDOT-CTIS grant.
That's yours, Martin. That's yours.
Yes. I'd like to make a motion, Judge.
Okay, sure.
Second.
Move and second, any discussion? Not all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nobody. 5-0. Item 17, discussion and possible action for consideration of orders regulating sexually oriented businesses in Valverde County. Vote.
I'm bringing this, and with the help of Ms. Mikowski, Smith, she has an order, and then I think there's some issues that we have to discuss on, this will allow us to regulate sexually oriented business in the entire county, not just the Amistad zoning, but the entire county. I think you have a list here, Counselor, of things that we need to discuss on license classes and fees. You had, I guess, found most counties charge about $1,000 for a new one and $500 for a renewal, and then each employee pays a fee of $100 to $150
For a 2-year term.
for a 2-year term, and then we need to appoint an individual to oversee and manage it.
Yeah, and I thought the sheriff wanted to do it. Didn't you want to do it?
Do you have recommendations? I
Yes.
know I had sent you a copy of an order.
Right, and like I said in the email, we're very fortunate that this is an order that has been passed throughout the country. Several counties have gotten sued because of First Amendment issues, and so all the lawsuits have been taken care of through the Supreme Court, so I doubt that we're going to be sued. Well, we might get sued, but we'll be okay. But it's for sexually oriented businesses, and that's basically strip clubs, I guess, and one of the things that the order does cover is massage parlors are not allowed anywhere. And it covers all the definitions of anything that could happen, which, yeah. And in order to have a business in the county that's not part of the city, there's certain things you have to do. You have to get a license with the county. You have to have the fire marshal inspect the building. You have to let your neighbors know. You have to maintain that license. You have to have a background check. That's pretty much it. And then there's a appeal process if you get denied, and that goes through the Commissioner's Court, and that's why we need to have somebody that's not a member of the court and that's not responsible to the court to make that determination.
So you need an individual, which you're saying would probably be the sheriff would be our best bet.
And the thing about it, and I hope the sheriff can't get too upset about it, I don't think we're gonna have a lot of them.
But what I'm saying is,
Yeah.
the motion needs to include,
Because most of the counties, if not all of the counties that I've found, make the sheriff in charge of this because they have to have a background check, they have to take fingerprints. And then the other thing is you're gonna have to have application forms and permits. And the employees have to have badges, so you're gonna have those too. They have to post signs on the building before they open it, and they have to be a specific size with specific lettering. So those are issues too that we have to take into account.
but again, all that's in the ordinance.
Sorry, yes, it is.
So passing the ordinance, supporting him, we've taken care of it. All right, Commissioner Everton, this is county,
Yes, this is the entire county. This
not just homicide zoning.
This order would cover all of Valverde County. I will make a motion to approve the order establishing the fee of $1,000 for a new one, a $500 renewal fee, and employees pay $150 for a 2-year permit, and that we appoint the sheriff as the, what do they call it? It's not overseer, it's administrator.
What do they call it?
It's,
I don't think they call it administrator. You'd think I'd know right after looking at this for hours.
yeah, I've read more about this than I ever wanted to know.
No kidding. I was like, what? They do what? Let's see, where is it?
Second.
Is there anything else we need to,
Regulated.
these other items that you have, Counselor, which are on this, on your email that say 1, enterprise license class 1,
Yeah, class 1 is the owner and operator, class 2 are the employees.
and all that's in the order, I'm assuming?
It is.
Okay.
It is.
Okay. All right.
Oh, and there's one more thing, there's a distance that can't be within 1,500 feet of school, church,
But again, now that's in the order.
For a neighborhood, right?
or a neighborhood, and no, but that's something specific that you really have to bring up, and that you can't have more than one, they call them SOBs. You can't have more than one SOB within 2,000.
When I read the email, I thought you were calling me.
I'm calling your name, huh?
And the permit is an SOBP, so.
And you mentioned in your email you had some sample permit forms and all that, or you found?
So I can make them available for whoever can prepare them, because I can't do that kind of stuff. I can barely type, so I did what I could.
If you can make them available, we can have our Elizabeth, our office, prepare them. If you can,
She can do that.
yes.
Okay, perfect.
She's the one that fixed most of this before we gave it to you and you fixed the rest of it.
Tell me about it.
So we have, I'll make a motion to approve the order setting those fees and appointing the sheriff.
I did the second.
Okay.
And second, any more discussion? Not all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nobody, 5-0. Thank you. And now let's go to item 18, discussion and possible action to review the approval of plans and specifications for Texas CDBG 7218-026 Ridgeline Water Improvement Project presented by KSA Engineers.
Judge, good morning.
Good morning.
How y'all doing? Y'all may recall recently the county received a $350,000 grant to benefit the community of Ridgeline for first-time water service. And so since the county has accepted that, we've been in the process of implementing that project, and we have here this morning KSA engineers, Mr. Chris Wilde. Chris, good morning. How you doing? Good. Chris is here to visit with the court and go over the project. Their engineering firm has done the preliminary and the final design. I may add that 2 sets of plans have been, hard plans have been sent to the city for their review, as well as we, KSA engineers also sent them electronically. Mr. Garcia and Mr. Chapa in the engineering department and the water department over at Del Rio. So we're getting real close to proceed to move forward with the project, and Chris is here this morning to go over the plans with the court. Thank you.
Morning.
Morning.
Thank you for having me here today. So the location of the project is Ridgeline. We're planning on installing 3 miles of 8-inch water line. They're on Ridgeline, and then there's a couple of lateral streets, Valley View, Poindexter, those as well. And we're going to tie in at the intersection of Birch, basically where Ridgeline starts, and tie into an existing line. There's also a fire hydrant there. This line is gonna have everything. It's gonna have fire hydrants. We will install new meters. So it's gonna provide service to all the residents out in the Ridgeline.
The plans and specs, do they meet the city standards?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the plans and specs.
Second.
The motion is second. Any more discussion? Not all those in favor, indicate by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, nobody, 5-0. Thank you, good.
Okay.
Item 19, discussion possible action on authorizing Alberta County to set bid opening date for time for Texas CDBG 72-18-026 Ridgeline Water Improvement Project and advertise for the same date and time.
They're gonna change the
Change
date.
it to January 22nd?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay.
Please, Tuesday, January 22nd. We'll do it in Mr. Miskie's office. Purchasing department.
Okay.
Motion to authorize.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any discussion? Not all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nobody, 5-0. And item 20, discussion possible action on naming the park located at 1690 City Gas Road.
Judge, as you all know, I've been working on this park for the past 3 to 4 years, and the park has had no name, and I decided to name it. I'm gonna make a motion to name the park in memory of my brother, Jesus Chuy Flores Park.
Second.
My brother passed away back in 2000, so I'm gonna go ahead and name it.
Thank you. Commissioner Wardlaw seconded. Any more discussion? Not all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nobody, 5-0. Item 21, discussion possible action regarding the selection committee results of the request for qualification professional grant writing, administration and management services for indoor and outdoor parks and recreation grants for Texas Parks and Wildlife Department.
Good morning, Court.
Morning.
I provided some information on the summary of the results. For the administration part, we only had 1 participant, and that was Escher and Company. I sent out 6 invitations to different
Motion to
grant
approve.
writing services.
Second.
The motion and a second. Okay, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nobody, 5-0. All right, item 22, discussion possible action regarding the selection committee results from the request for qualification of professional engineering services for indoor and outdoor parks and recreation grants for Texas Parks and Wildlife Department.
We had 3 participants, KSA, TRC, and Dunaway. The evaluators were Judge Valdez, Eloy Padilla, Aaron Rodriguez, and myself. KSA score was 378, TRC score was 378, and Dunaway was 379.
Motion to approve, Dunaway.
There's a motion,
Second.
second. Any more discussion? Not all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nobody, 5-0. Item 23, discussion and possible action regarding the purchase of a new 1-ton work truck for precinct 4 at an estimated cost of $43,823 and to trade in the truck 2006 F-250 VIN number 1 FTSW21P06ED 83240.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any more discussion? Not all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nobody, 5-0. Item 24, discussion about action regarding the county's library coin-operated coin service contract.
We currently have the contract with Toshiba Digital Solutions, a current price of $247 a month. The new lease would be at $275.68. The increase is, I contributed due to the shorter term of contract. We're moving from 5-year contracts to 3-year contracts.
Motion to approve.
There's a motion, I need a second.
Second.
Second, Commissioner Flores. Any more discussion? If not, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, all those opposed, nobody, 5-0. Item 25, discussion and possible action regarding the Family Violence Center status and completion funding.
As we know, or as I put together a list as best I could as to what are outstanding, what's outstanding to be complete to move forward with it, with the Family Violence Center.
Do you have kind of a rough idea what you think all this would end up costing? I know you have the air conditioning here, but you still
Right,
have-
the air conditioner, because it's the next thing on the list.
we have the gas and electrical, the kitchen cabinets and appliances, laundry room furniture, office rooms, concrete work, sidewalks, landing and ramps, fencing, landscaping, parking area, striping. Where's your fencing in here?
It's there. Fencing, perimeter and septic tank and playground areas. From the bottom.
Okay.
I do not have a number for that, because I've not gone and gotten comparatives on every single one of them. I thought several numbers have been kind of mentioned.
Haven't we set aside another $43,000 or something like?
We did, but it's already been spent, I think, on some of it.
But has it all been spent?
Yeah.
I mean,
No? I mean, I knew that
we set aside 30 or 40, and then we used it, they used it for, there was still some other stuff that had to be
Yeah,
done on the
and there were
interior.
septic tanks and there was other stuff that we need to do.
Oh, and you're talking about last year's budget?
Yeah, no,
I thought it was this year's
didn't we
budget.
just do something 3 or 4 months ago for 3 or 4 meetings ago for 43,000?
No, we asked to take out the money from the contingency to put the air conditioning system, but that's all I
But
requested.
I thought we'd set aside like 40 some odd thousand.
No, I'm aware of it. I'm in favor of setting some money aside.
I could have, I don't know, I could have sworn we.
And maybe we did, I mean,
I could have sworn, because we were talking about AC and then we set aside 40 some odd, the $43,000 sticking on that.
I would love to set something aside so we can control the cost, as opposed to just picking for one.
But I thought that I could have sworn.
and we may have, I don't remember. but
I don't recall that.
I remember
I don't-
setting some money, I
didn't
just
see
didn't
it
know
in
if
the
it was
budget.
this year or last year, so.
That was last year. This year we didn't.
I mean, I'm just guessing off the top of my head, but you're probably $60,000 to $100,000 short to do all of this. I'm assuming, it depends on, I mean, I haven't got cost numbers, but, well, we need to set money aside to do it.
Set 50 now and then,
Motion to set, 50,000 out of contingency into a fund for the Family Violence Center. And then you'll track where we're at on that, right?
Absolutely.
And then Roy, you can start putting pricing together
Yes,
for
I
us.
can have that on the next.
Yeah.
Sometime in January.
But I'd like to move forward on the HVAC system.
Okay, there's a motion and a second. Do I need a second? Need a second? Second. Okay, before we and I know Commissioner Owens told me that the city was going to help us with the Family Violence Center money. They were going to move money aside, I think 30,000. They approved it last night. So that's going to help out complete our Family Violence Center. But at the same time, I'd like to make sure that you guys understand that whoever's running that, we need accountability on all this money. I mean, we need, not just tell us, this is the budget for Quad City. Tell us how you spend it, send us some invoices or something. And I think that's the problem that we're having with the city. They were not turning in some invoices. I'm not talking about us. And that's what they were questioning. The city much rather give the money to the county and then let us deal with Quad County, whoever runs the family. But make sure you guys have accountability on this money that they gave us, because if we combine both entities together, I'll be honest with you, we'll have a great family violence center. Because we use 130 from ours and 130 from the city, that's 260,000 a year that we could use for that. Okay.
In line with that, our checks are monthly or quarterly? So probably get a report
Right.
the month before. That will
Okay.
get,
Now, the city always granted them 130.
no.
Mm-mm.
No,
No, it's new.
No.
it's the first time they're gonna grant 130.
It's been several years ago.
Well, they had never.
Oh, ever? I thought they did it one
And
time.
this year, they
They talked
haven't,
about it, but they hadn't
Oh.
actually done it.
Commissioner, they did when it was the different entity.
Yeah,
Running
that's
it.
been-
Mhm.
I know at one
And when
time they were.
the shelter was getting grant money and
Right.
everything, it was different.
Well,
It's a percentage.
this is the first time that they set aside $130,000 in their budget. So they already have it, but they don't really want to give it to the Quad City until they give it to us so we can manage the money.
We might
and I
think
think that's
about
a good idea.
having an employee on site.
They had asked if the city had asked if they could have somebody from the city on, their council or whatever, the committee. And,
What committee?
for Quad counties. And then
There's a committee?
they had pushback. So that
They
might be
want,
a
the
good
city
idea.
wanted to have a representative sit on their board,
Oh, okay.
And how
the
about we,
board, but they rejected that. That's where the
how
whole,
about we create a city-county family violence board?
what, the next step, Commissioner, before we continue doing that, they're gonna send us an MOU agreement between the city and the county, and I think this MOU, we can include that,
Okay.
okay?
But we have a contract with, Quad County, so we can include what we want in the
Yeah.
contract.
But the city is gonna send us directly
Right.
an MOU between the city and the county, and I think this is where we can step up and things that we want.
Yeah, if we create a city-county, family violence, committee that can oversee these contracts and oversee the center.
And if Quad Counties gets grants, they will be audited.
Mhm.
So, aren't they,
They're
haven't they
supposed-
been in business long enough to?
Well, but they haven't gotten any grants in the past 2 or 3 years, that's why they haven't been audited.
Yeah, that's
Well, when
exactly.
we started this deal, the deal was we would help them fund it until they could get enough time to start applying for grants, but I really haven't seen any of the grant things moving forward, so I'm not
What was the time
sure.
limit? Was it 2 years?
2 years.
Yeah.
And they've been in business long enough to do
Yeah,
that.
no. Our initial agreement was that we would fund for 2 years.
Yeah, and I think
But like-
Commissioner Owens and myself
They look
expressed
forward
it,
now.
expressed our concerns about some of the things that Quad County was doing, and I think they need to straighten out, especially the accountability side. And if we can make sure that we're on top of that, I think we can continue funding this a lot better.
That could be put into the contract as
Yeah.
well, as, every 2 years have an audit done.
Yeah.
For the county, I mean, for our contract.
And we'll look at the contract, because there's other agencies out there right now with the amount of money that can be used that would actually be interested in it,
Sure.
maybe put it up a bit.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, there's other agencies out there that really like that we completed, a new building for the family violence, so they would like to participate. Okay, there's a motion and a second. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nobody, 5-0. Item 26, discussion possible action requested budget amendment for the purchase of a computer and a printer. Ms. Jenny?
You know what question I'm gonna ask you. The
Yes, I
first
know.
question I'm gonna ask you.
But I have an answer for it. All right, I'm asking for a budget amendment in order to create a capital outlay line item in my budget. I wasn't planning on buying anything or purchasing anything that would fall under the capital outlay. However, both my computer and the printer.
That's the question, though.
Okay. So, and the reason, I've talked to Matt, I'd rather move money from my office supplies to create the line item in the capital outlay so that we can purchase it through there. The reason it doesn't qualify for the records management is that it's my computer. The girls, I've bought theirs through records management
The
before.
Records
because-
Management Archive Fund, none of those funds qualify.
No, because I don't do the recording. The girls do the actual recording, and that's how I justify them to the records management. But mine is more administrative. Everything else falls in there.
Good answer.
I mean,
I'm just saying, there's tons of funds there, I'm just asking,
There was
none
a-
of, nothing.
it
nothing
wasn't
qualifies.
planned, so that's.
No, I understand that. Because we had budgeted Ram, we budgeted some money to upgrade and replace some computers, correct?
Her department was not included in that.
Her
No,
department
because
was not.
the girls.
So hers just crashed?
Yes.
She actually had a PC assigned to her, but she chose to install it in another location in her office.
But those-
It also needed it, but her machine is really needs to be.
How much are
But
we
those,
talking about?
it's not gonna be more than $1,700. I provided you with the
And
cost
you move it
estimate
from,
that he
you want
got
to
for
move it
me.
from office supply.
I just want to move it from office supply.
Motion to approve.
There's a motion, a second. Any more discussion? Not all those in favor, indicate
How
by
much,
saying aye.
how much are we moving?
1,700.
17.
Okay. All those in favor, indicate by saying aye. Aye, all those opposed, nobody, 5-0.
Who made the second?
I did.
Gus, thank you.
All right.
Still taking minutes.
I'm still taking notes.
Just trying to do both jobs.
Yes.
All right, item 27, discussion possible action requesting budget amendment approval for funding of the upcoming January the 1st, 2018 swearing-in ceremony.
Don't we have a special events budget under the judge? for these things?
Yes, sir, we do. And when I talked to Matt about it earlier in the month, at the beginning of the month, or at the end of last month, he requested that I speak to Juanita because I think it was pretty much. for
We've
the-
used it all? Okay.
That's my understanding.
We can,
How much?
I'd like to have 3 if I can, 3,000. We go anywhere from 2,500 to 3. And I won't use it if I don't need to.
What do we do?
Because it depends on the number of people that are going to show up, and my deadline for them to tell me who's coming is Friday. So if you just authorize it, then they still have to go through him.
You should charge everybody a fee.
Let's not go there.
That way they show up.
Then the county isn't doing anything. These are new elected officials that are coming in.
I'll do a motion to approve setting aside out of contingency, $3,000 for the swearing.
Back in the day, we used to bring our own stuff.
Mhm.
It was potluck. It was.
Okay, let's not go back. Let's go forward.
There's a motion and a second. Okay, all those in favor, indicate by saying aye. Aye, all those opposed, nobody, 5-0.
Who did the second again? Okay. No, Mr. Flores.
Okay,
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay. Next, item 28, discussion possible action requesting approval to accept a donation of 3 paintings from Raymond Batsky. In remembrance of longtime friend and Betty and Daniel Hollingsworth, who passed away September 29, 2018. The artwork is valued at approximately $500. This item went to the Finance Committee on Monday, December 3rd, and was approved.
Move.
So move.
Second.
Second. Any more discussion? If not, all those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, nobody, 5-0. Thank you, everybody. All right, item 29, discussion possible action of creating a website committee to oversee the Val Verde County website refresh project starting January 2019. I'm requesting the court to make a recommendation of at least 3 individuals that would make decisions in regards to colors, arrangements, and layout of a new website. This not affect the content as pertains to individual departments.
Recommendation from the court for at least 3 individuals to assist in making decisions with regards to colors, layout, and things of that nature.
Can we get some public input on that?
I'm sorry?
Public input?
On the website, or
Yeah, I mean, layout designs and all that.
I suppose we could get.
You have a contest of what they think they'd like it to be.
There are some modules that are not activated in that website where the community can participate. We have a module that allows constituents to make comments about the streets, potholes, maintenance, things like that. For the
You don't need to activate those.
That-
Those aren't working right now, right?
Activate it. Do it.
I mean, I think it'd be good to have some people in the county, but I think it'd be good to have some public involvement in what they would like to see and how it functions and all those kind of things.
We really don't want.
Yeah.
The city, if we're talking about graphics, the city actually, where their logos and stuff went out.
Yes, sir. Actually, the city of Del Rio uses the same vendor we do, Civic Plus, and as part of their agreement, they went through a refresh plan as well, about a year and a half ago or so.
But I'm saying even with some of the graphics, I guess like what you're saying, the city actually, the
They did
people,
contests, yeah.
presented, ideas.
And they standardize their logos throughout their autos, their promotions. So I agree, if that's what you want to do, I can,
I just think they should get involved. Everyone's using the website, so there should be some community involvement
okay?
through some form. I mean, if they did it with Civic Plus, that the city, I would assume we could do something very similar to that.
Correct.
Could we not?
Yes, I will look at the different modules to see what's available, and I can report back to the court. This project potentially can take 24 to 32 weeks, to complete, so we have time. But it is part of our agreement. It's at no cost to the county, so it's a great program that they laid out. Just need to direct it from the court.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'd like to see. I don't know what the rest of the, I'd like to see the community get involved in how they want it to look.
Okay, I can do.
And how they can they also get involved in the part where the navigation of it,
Oh, yeah.
where it's simple.
I agree.
There's nothing I hate worse than getting to a website and can't get through it.
That's a common complaint. However, we do have a great search tool on our website that searches just our website.
And I'm not saying ours is difficult to get through. I'm just saying, there are some that.
A lot of times when you do a
Impossible.
refresh plan, it becomes difficult because it's different. It changes. People don't like change. But the search tools,
She's being funny.
No, Ram, I don't like change. I'm the number one.
well, we can either embrace it or fight it.
Or
But,
complain.
Or get run over.
so then the directive of the court is for me to establish some form of participation from the constituents with regards to what direction, the layout and the appearance.
But we should have at least one elected on there. Or two.
Oh. I think we should put Commissioner Owens on.
I think we should put Ms. Anna on there.
Ram would really like
Her
that.
suggestion.
Would you like that, Ram?
So how many do you want in this committee?
We really can have any amount you like. I'd like to keep it
3?
nominal, three is an odd number, and they can discuss and they can make arrangements. And
Who do you want on it?
No matter. I mean, I think the participation from our citizens is a good idea. I mean, that needs to happen.
Okay.
And then just, one elected official.
we can obviously promote it on our website, but we probably would need other sources to help promote it.
The News Herald can promote it, I'm sure they wouldn't mind running an article on it or something.
And the funding for that would come from?
I was assuming they would just do an informational article, but I guess if they're going to want us to pay for it, then we'll have a different conversation.
Okay.
I will make a motion that we appoint Commissioner Owens and Ram to the committee to work with a public group or input to come up with a recommendation.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nobody. 5-0. Thank you, Ron.
And you can promote it on base. There's lots of talented people.
Facebook.
Facebook, yeah. Do we have a Facebook page?
Mhm.
Okay, item 30, discussion possible action for Texas A&M Ag Life Extension impacts for October and November.
Morning.
How are y'all?
Good.
Good morning.
Thank you, Matt.
All right, so there's really no action. We just want to discuss a few of the impacts that the Texas A&M AgriLife Extension
I like the
Office
way you start. All right.
in Val Verde County. So, we're going to go through our October impacts and then our November impacts. So our first is our Val Verde 4-H shooting sports program. We have 83 youth involved in that program. They shoot one time a week, and they learn how to safely handle firearms and gun safety, as well as prepare for the contest. We have our shooting sports program relies heavily on our volunteers, and so we have 10 certified shooting sports coaches to help instruct these kids. And they donate about 13 hours a week to this program, and this is a program that we couldn't run out of our office without the help of our volunteers. So that's our first October impact.
Then we had Angela Del Rio. Although it is a CHIC coordinated event, it was chaired by the Extension Office. We had 400 youth and adults participate that day. It's a health and wellness fair. We also had, we definitely incorporated healthy eating and physical activity by use of a blender bike, and so these kids, the families would get on the blender bike and they would blend their own fruit and veggie smoothies, so that was a lot of fun.
And the next thing we did in October was we had an Ag 101 Facebook series. I've been amazed by our producers and some of our absentee landowners who call with questions that you're like, okay, well, I think we should know that before we bought the cows, but they don't. And then they don't really have time as absentee landowners or young producers with full-time jobs to come to Extension adult programming. So we did a Ag 101 Facebook series, and that has covered range management and plant pathology, and the plant pathology one is applicable to everyone with their own yard. And so those were live videos hosted on our Extension Facebook page by our Texas A&M Extension specialist.
And so then we have a fresh start to Healthy Youth. So we partnered with the CFS, their support groups, and 19 adults participated in a 4-week series. And basically all this was learning healthy food safety practices and incorporating physical activity, but going back home and implementing it at home with their children. I also had Do Well, Be Well. These are diabetes management classes, and this is one of 5 classes that began in October. We had 6 individuals attend. Of course, we partnered with Val Verde Regional Medical Center and the Wesley Nurse.
One day 4-H was the end of National 4-H Week here in Val Verde County. We had activities for kids in the community each day. And one day 4-H is a national day of service where our 4-H kids went out and helped at the Texas Parks and Wildlife National, Devils River State Natural Area, and then we helped with their a grant on their new headquarters. So we did that. And then last week in October, we hosted Girls Gone Grilling. I had 32 ladies join me at the winery for a very fun evening of learning how to grill and explore their meat counter. The results from that were great, and those participants took a survey, said they learned a lot and they felt much more comfortable shopping at their meat counter. So we were implementing a new program that Texas A&M has called Path to the Plate, connecting the health aspect with with agriculture and how our food gets from the pasture to the plate.
So then, of course, we move on to November. October was really busy, but November was even busier. We did have our Val Verde 4-H County Food Show. We had 27 4-Hers participate in the County Food Show. It was a lot of fun. The food show teaches youth how to prepare nutritious meals and healthy snacks. We had, out of that bunch, we had 12 that advanced to district contest in Big Springs this month.
It was more than that. I can't do math.
Okay. 15, actually.
Yeah, something like that.
15.
And not 12. I can't do math.
Okay, so 15. Yeah, it was 15.
Yes.
They had a lot of fun, and so we definitely enjoyed doing the county food show. And then I had Health Talk Express. It was really busy. So Health Talk Express is it's a 30-minute series, and this definitely promotes healthy living in Val Verde County. And so partner with the school district employees. I had 17 employees for National Diabetes Awareness Month. We talked about how to prevent diabetes, how to distinguish between type 1 and type 2 diabetes. And that was a lot of fun, because then afterwards we did a food demonstration, so they were able to try out a new recipe.
In November, we had an adult program called the Soil Health Workshop. We partnered with the NRCS office and the Devils River Soil and Water Conservation Office board to host this program. And we brought in NRCS specialists that talked about range management and the importance of keeping our soil healthy as we look at stocking rates, wildlife management, and things of that nature. So it was really targeted for our ag producers.
And I had Do Well, Be Well. This was just a continuance of lesson 1, and so kept that going through 4 additional weeks. It was very successful. Had Mr. Beneke and Dr. Viena from Val Verde Regional Medical Center who came and facilitated those workshops for me, as well as the Wesley nurse.
November, and so even though the busy part of my year is January through March, as y'all probably all know, with stock show season, it doesn't start there. We start in October and November doing validations and entries into our major stock shows and our county livestock show. So we have 93 Valverde 4-H youth entered livestock projects into the Valverde County Junior Livestock Show, and 27 of those exhibitors are going to go on and participate outside of the county at major state shows. Early in November, we took about 11 kids to the Texas A&M Aggie Fest judging workshops, and we went to College Station, and they participated in a livestock judging workshop where they learned how to evaluate livestock, as well as there was a horse judging workshop, and they were allowed, they did a horse judging demonstration there. So it was a fun time hauling those kids all the way to College Station, and letting them, trying to make them Aggies. Just starting. And I'm working on it real hard. So we don't go to the University of the Texas University at all in our ag work. So we continue just to go back to College Station.
True Aggie, true Aggie.
And so I wanted to just say one thing, I would love to come and do the Health Talk Express to our Valverde County employees.
We're all doing a great job.
Any questions about what we did in October and November? We know our official commissioners' courts reports are really long and lots of boxes, and so we figured this might be an easy way to see what we really do and talk about kind of the things Extension is doing here in Valverde County. Good job.
You're doing a great job.
Great job,
Thank you.
Mandy.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for being very transparent. Even though your name said it.
We try.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, guys. We appreciate it. We got to duck to another meeting, so you'll have a Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you. All right, item 31, discussion possible action requesting authorization to accept a donated item from Walmart Supercenter.
Good morning, Judge and Court.
Morning.
This item has not come before the Grant Review Committee. I didn't make it to that. But Walmart made an error in a sale, and they can't put it back on the shelf. So they're wanting to donate a weapon to the sheriff's office, which we will more than likely use it as a trade for a weapon that we can use.
Motion to approve.
What is it? Second. What is it?
It's a Remington 270 rifle.
Okay. All right, there's a motion and a second.
Who second?
Commissioner. Okay, all those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, nobody, 5-0. Item 32, discussion possible action authorizing to accept the donated items from Ashland Furniture Store.
This has also not been before the Grant Review Committee. Didn't make it. We were getting quotes to purchase some furniture for the forensic interview room for children, and Ryan Ricks wanted to donate that furniture. So coming before the court, I think it's going to be $600-700 worth of furniture that they're looking to outfit that forensic interview room with.
Motion to approve.
Second. There's a motion and a second. Any more discussion? Not all those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, nobody, 5-0.
And I'll put them on the agenda for the Grant Review Committee.
Okay. All right, next, item 33, discussion possible action DPS Management Control Agreement, Criminal Justice Information Systems, authorized IT Department Ramiro Barrera and Sheriff Martinez to sign.
This is an agreement that is placed on us, conditions are placed on us by the Texas DPS. It's NCSC, TCIC's got sensitive information, and anybody that enters that computer room or that dispatch room where all that sensitive information is has to go through some training or sign off on that agreement. Or does any work with any of that stuff that's there.
Motion to approve and authorize Ram and the sheriff to sign.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. All those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, nobody, 5-0. Thank you, Sheriff. All right, next, discussion possible to enact a ban on fireworks, missiles, and sticks with rockets and with pins.
Did we meet the time frame on this, Council? Did we meet the time frame? I thought we had to do it so many days in advance.
2 weeks, I think.
2
Huh?
weeks. 2
Is it 2
weeks.
weeks? Okay. Motion to approve.
There's a motion. I need a second.
Okay.
Second, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nobody, 5-0. Item 35, discussion possible action and enact a burn ban starting 12/12/2018, duration of 90 days.
Moved. Second.
Move Commissioner Wardlaw, second. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nobody, 5-0. Item 36, discussion possible action to purchase 6 sets of bunkers gear at $2,200 per set for a total of $13,200. Good for 5 years from the date of purchase.
I asked him to put this on the agenda. His bunker gear is outdated and needs to be replaced. I don't think we put any money in this year's budget to do that, but it does need to get replaced. So I'll make a motion to approve the purchase out of contingency.
There's a motion and a second. Any more discussion? Not all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nobody, 5-0.
Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. Next, monthly treasury report, you all have it there.
Morning, Commissioners. This one is not a test. This
This
one
is a real thing.
This is a real deal.
Okay.
This one does need to be approved.
Motion to approve.
A motion, need a second?
Second.
Second, Commissioner Flores. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nobody, 5-0. Thank you. And item 38, discussion possible action regarding the resolution amending the authorized representative of text booth and have a county judge sign said resolution.
Every 4 years, we need to renew our text pool authorized representatives, and we found out that the previous treasurer's assistant treasurer was still on there, so we put my assistant treasurer, Maria Lopez, on there. I have the resolution ready. All I need is
Motion to approve.
Motion to approve, I need a second.
Second.
Second. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nobody, 5-0.
thank you.
I need to go that one. I'll bring it down.
Okay. Thank you. All right, let's go to item 39, discussion possible action authorizing to execute the contract for the event coordinator for employee appreciation party.
So moved and authorize the judge to sign.
Motion, in a second.
Second. Just having everything taken care of, Matt, that you need.
There's a motion and a second. Okay, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nobody, 5-0. All right, next we have the HR monthly report for November 29th, 2018 to December 12th, 2018.
So moved. Everything's in order.
Motion, I need a second.
Second.
Second. Okay, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nobody, 5-0. And now let's go to 41, monthly county audit report.
So moved.
So moved.
Good morning, Judge.
Morning.
Commissioners.
There's a motion, I need a second.
Second.
Second. Mr. Wardlaw, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nobody, 5-0. Item 42, discussion possible action on the fund balance policy. I think all of you got a draft on it.
Everything looks good in it, Matt.
Mm-hmm.
We're setting in this fund balance policy a 90-day.
That would be the
No,
ceiling.
that would be the ceiling.
That one, I'm sorry, that was what?
That would be the ceiling.
That would be the ceiling in the unassigned. Now, a ceiling, just to alert you, maybe you want to look at your capital project policy or your tax rate policy, something that if
If we do exceed the 90 days, and we have 17%, which is 62 days set aside in the Economic Stabilization Fund, that would encompass a total of 150 days, if you ever reach that 90 days. Once the Economic Stabilization Fund is funded at 62 days, then your unassigned is what your unassigned is. If it ever attains 90 days, this is where you need to look at what's going on with capital projects versus your tax rate. You need to balance that out.
The conversation we had was that we had you said the 62 days, the 17%. But your other one can, even if we just had one day, we would be okay.
Absolutely. Your unassigned could even run negative. However, we're going to try to attain a positive balance, whatever that positive balance is. And if that positive balance does go to 90 days, then you need to look at it.
My question to him was, when he starts talking nerd that we don't have 100 and some odd days, because he's I appreciate everything you've done for us.
Okay.
But my concern was that we don't have 62 days here and then 70 some odd days over there.
Correct.
You know, and then the ceiling's 90. I mean,
yeah, it is a ceiling. You're correct, and there is no floor, so to speak. As I stated, you could actually run a negative unassigned, but that is not going to be our goal. Our goal is going to be positive. And in order to be positive, we've got to have at least a day.
Yeah. So the number, I mean, my concern would be the number that we have in there, the 17%. I mean, and the other one is up to the,
17.
both of them are up to the court.
17% is based off of our expenditures.
Actually, we're going to base it off of revenues, simply because.
Why are you going to base it off of revenues?
Well, there's several ways to calculate fund balance. Now, going off the revenues is more stable, it takes away all the variables. If you go off your expenditures, then you start pulling and plug in what your normal capital expenditures are versus what you did this year. You're going to pull that out of your one-time expenses.
So 17% of our total revenue, or 17% of just our
operating revenue.
Operating revenue.
Which is going to be road and bridge and general fund.
Which will include sales tax,
yes.
Property tax.
Yes.
All of it.
Yes.
Which would equate to how much? 17%.
Well, 17% of approximately 18
million.
million.
I remember the number off the top of my head.
Right. Now, that would not include the balance in INS, because that's not considered operating.
No, I understand that.
Okay.
I'm glad you answered that, because I was fixing to ask that.
And it's all up for discussion if we want to go higher or lower. In my opinion, that 17%, doing the risk assessment is where we need to be, considering that's the
We
minimum.
don't need to take action on this.
No, we don't. This is open for discussion. And I even think you got 2 5s on there, so we need to.
I mean, at some point, we need to create a policy that this court adopts so that we have some sort of idea of what our goals are.
You absolutely do, and of course, it's good for the rating agencies as well. Here's one of the questions that they ask. They ask to see our fund balance policy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we don't have to do it right now, but at some point, I think we need to.
Is there anything structurally that we would like to see different?
No, I mean, I think it looks.
So we're somewhat good with the 17%, 62 days, and at least one.
Where we're at right now, with the 3 point something, where would we fall? Because my numbers are a little bit lower than the 17%, just on top of my head.
Okay.
Are we at the 17% now?
Yes.
We should be above 17%.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not counting the extra, I'm just counting up to the 17%. We do have that.
Okay.
And we can walk that up.
But I mean, our total unrestricted fund balance
I have not calculated that.
right now.
Haven't calculated that.
He's good with answers.
He didn't want to tell us. He know what it is. He know what it is. He don't want to tell us.
Right. Buddy, finish on that. Okay, now let's put items 43, discussion about process payment approval of invoices that not comply with purchasing policy.
I don't know how this keeps showing up, but it does. So.
And it will, forever.
I have nothing to do with it.
Nothing to do with it.
I saw it and I thought, well, maybe he wants it.
Those are in your packets. The findings that have shown up. Once again, everything is somewhat palatable, but there will become a time when it's no longer palatable, and then we can have a further discussion about those.
Well, some of these are just an overage and a PO and stuff like that. How do you anticipate controlling that? I mean, like uniforms,
Mm-hmm.
you know, you're never going to get an exact amount. They vary depending on the number of weeks and all that kind of stuff. So how would we propose doing that? So that we don't have these?
You got me on uniforms. I don't know, I haven't. But,
I mean, I'm just, you know, I'm curious.
I thought that was a schedule, and I thought that was a set price.
That would depend on if they gotta do something to them, and there's.
Yeah, I mean, they may have
other
to,
variables.
pants got tore, they have to replace them, that's extra in the contract, that's, you know.
Yeah, and the simple answer to that is just do one open PO for the whole year, and then just continue to hit that. That way we can encumber the funds, and we don't have to guess what they're going to be in month 10, 11, 12.
But most of these seem to be more overages and POs. You know, bought something, it went over, they bought an extra bolt or whatever, and it went over the original PO. I'm just asking.
You're referring to the ones just on building maintenance?
Yeah, I mean, there's some in there that are pretty.
And that's gonna be difficult.
Yeah.
You know, especially if they have to have it.
I mean, these that have like no PO, that, yeah, I get that. Motion to approve.
There's a motion, I need a second. Second, Commissioner Wardlaw.
Matt,
Yes.
you don't want that anymore when it's approved the agenda, I'll just make sure it doesn't come
Okay, there's a motion and a second. Okay, all those in favor indicate by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed, nobody, 5-0. Ms. Smith, do we need to go to executive session?
Real quick, I want to thank you on the numbers and everything you're doing for us. I know that I sort of pick on you sometimes, but it is what it is. Sometimes, well, not all the time.
Correct. All right, thank you, man.
All right.
All right, next, no.
She's not here, she had,
No subdivision plans, no certificates of compliance. Need a motion to approve monthly elected officials.
Move.
So moved. Second. Need a second?
Second.
Second. Commissioner Owens, okay, all those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nobody, 5-0. Approval of payments, bill for payments, all right?
Move.
So moved.
Second.
Second. All those in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, nobody?
I know these are your comments, but after this meeting, there's going to be a cake and tamales and stuff in the judge's office for anybody that wants to come by.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that. The secretary told me, don't eat breakfast tomorrow, I didn't know why. Anyway, this will be my last meeting. The last meeting, I had met plans to do, it's right after Christmas 26th, so I will not be here. I will not be able to come back, because I'll be back about 1 o'clock on the 26th on the flight. So this is my last meeting. I've enjoyed working with you guys for the past 4 years. I want to miss it. We had our differences, but we worked it all out, and I think at the end, this county is really moving forward. Thank you for having me on board. Good luck for the rest of the time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
And nothing else, meeting's adjourned.
Are we gonna